Welcome back for another garden tour. It's another week and I'm very excited to show you all the big changes that have been made this week. My name is Kandi. I am gardening in South Mississippi. I have a backyard, side yard, front yard that I garden in, and every year I expand, every year I push my limits, and this year is no exception. So come check out what I have changed this week. Some big changes. Things are blooming, new garden spaces, and I ripped up more grass. So it's kind of exciting. So let's go see everything. Here is our tomato bed that we will start talking about first. Things are looking good. They're getting big. I do keep pruning my tomatoes. It's something I do so they continue to grow straight and not bush out too much. Because of where we live, we have so much wetness. Like today we are pretty much 100% humidity, and that was before 7 a.m. So we have just a lot of moisture in our air. So I want to keep as much airflow as possible, and as they grow up, I just prune. So around my cinder block wall, I have bits and things planted, some like Tulsi, holy basil, regular basil. I have a ton of flowers, more basil. I just plant everywhere. What's up, babe? There goes a goose. That was out of nowhere, huh? Down here though, you'll see I've got tomatoes starting pretty much
tomatoes
everywhere. So I have here on this end slicer tomatoes. I have a little delineation here, and then I have cherry tomatoes, and then at the end are my paste tomatoes. So some of my tomatoes down here are doing fantastic. This is my I think it's my winter grape or sweet 100. I have like each spot there's 2 tomatoes, and they're all different varieties. So this year I really wanted to see which varieties grew good for my weather. So oh good, you've picked some peas. So down here I've got some of my paste. I have Aroma and San Marzano. They're both growing really good.
Basil?
Yes, lots of basil. So things are looking great here. Now if we turn to this side of my garden, it's just looking big and green and full. Now I have these 2 tomatoes here that I have overwintered. I have babied the heck out of them, and they are loaded already with fruit. They are sweet 100s, and we're just letting them go. So you can see how I prune up them. It's just the best way I found for my area to keep airflow. Up here in my small grow bag, I've got some green beans, I've got cucumbers, some marigolds. Everything is looking good. I'm just very, very excited for.
Ground cherries.
Oh, the ground cherries are up here. I have 3 different deck rail planters. They are awesome if you don't have them. All of mine have a ground cherry in them, 2 jalapenos, and then some flowers. So this one has a beautiful Cosmo, blue tansy. There's some marigolds that were volunteers from last year.
Big flower at the top.
Yeah, that's the Cosmo. And then my jalapenos. And then as I turn down this way, it kind of repeats. So ground cherry, jalapenos. This one has zinnias and marigolds. And then down here is a marigold and more blue tansy. So I have these tomatoes. I had a mystery tomato. I didn't know what it was, and it looks like it's another Roma. It is doing really, really good right here. Here is one of my green stalks. I have it planted this year with a lot of squash type things. So cucumbers, zucchini. I do have a kale up here, but look, I can kind of bang this, and you can see that water is just from this morning. Just little things. There are some peppers poked in here because I do want my hotter peppers kind of out of the way for my kids. So this is a cayenne. I have a habanero, I have another cayenne, and then I have a couple more peppers just
Mama, come
poked
here.
in.
Let me come show you.
Okay, let's go around. So if we go around here, I have more on this side, and then I also have like some nasturtium and some
I
flowers.
found some brown cherries.
No, those are tomatillos. Those are they will grow like ground cherries, but they are tomatillos. You're close.
Brown cherries are small.
Ground cherries are tiny, and the tomatillos are a whole lot bigger. Okay, scoot over. Thank you for my pee. So in my really, really big ground bag, scoot back, babe. I have a whole bunch shoved in here. So squashes, some zucchinis. I have some cosmos poking up the back. Tons of green beans. I think these are more cucumbers, some more nasturtium. So here's another one with my zinnias. Here's this with my yellow marigold. Here are my tomatillos. They are doing phenomenal. They are loaded with flowers. Some are already starting to grow. It's just very, very exciting.
Mama, look at that one.
I know, we're gonna have to stake up a few of these. That's what we're gonna have to do next. And then I have some cabbage here that's holding on. It's my last crop, I guess, last vegetable holding on from my winter planting. I'm trying to decide how long I want these to go. When I pull these out, I will put sweet potatoes here because not only will they vine and I can kind of manage how the greens grow onto my concrete, but it also gives ground cover here, which is what I like. And then I have a big 4x8 bed full of garlic. Lots and lots of garlic. We don't have much longer to go, and then we will be pulling it all out. And once all this comes out, we're gonna plant pumpkins here.
Pumpkin.
Does that sound like fun? Yep, with tons of pumpkins. We're gonna try for pumpkin pie. Good morning. Right here growing up this trellis is a cucamelon. So I found this at my local Home Depot. I couldn't find seeds for it when I started everything. I always said, well, I'll just wait till next year, but I found it and it's growing. So I have it trellising up here, and then my hopes is it will trellis down. So it's very, very exciting. Morning, baby.
Mama, I want some basil.
You can have a bite. And then in this bed, we just planted this past week. So I have two types of tomatoes here. This is Cherokee Purple and then Arkansas Traveler. What, baby? Can you have a pea? Yeah, here. I'll share my pea with you. There you go.
Here, Mom. You can use basil.
No, thank you. You can eat it. So I want to try tomatoes, and that is just my goal. Trying out all these tomatoes this year because I really want to see what will grow good in my area. I had my daughter help me plant this bed, so little things will be popping up kind of all over the place because I let her plant where she wanted seeds. But in the very back, you can kind of see one starting to pop up is Trombencino Squash, so something that will climb up this trellis and then vine down as well. Oh, I lied over there with the cabbage. I still have some beets, and we're just letting them go. Here, a lot of things have been planted the same thing. I think we threw in basil and some other stuff. Little tiny things are starting to pop up. Back here are two loofahs. I'm gonna let them vine and do the same. Down here is celery. So I threw it in the winter, and now it's growing really good. So it's very, very exciting. So this is an area we just did up this past week. I've been trying on working on it, and we finally got to it. They are blackberries, and very, very exciting to have these in the ground. We've had 3 of them. We overwintered fine, and then these 3 small guys I found on super clearance at Walmart, and so now it's a great place to plant them. I might throw in something here, we'll decide, but just exciting to have more space, and then eventually I'll throw some flowers in this front area. I am house sitting my friend's green stalks, and hers are absolutely gorgeous. I cannot believe all these pansies on here. They are so pretty. That is squash. Yeah, she's got some yellow ones. She's got basil and herbs. tomatoes and peppers and squash and watermelon. It's all looking so good in this one. On this one of hers, she has tons of strawberries at the top, so many tomatoes, marigolds tucked in. They are just so full and pretty. This green one is mine, and it is where I'm housing most of my peppers this year. So pretty much every layer is decked full of
a big pepper on this side.
Yeah, we keep fighting some really big peppers here that we keep.
Mama, look at these ones.
I know, a couple of those are curling, huh?
And there's a big pepper.
So just tons and tons of peppers as we walk around. Up here, I do have some of my Genovese basil. It looks like it's going to seed. It's just so big and fun.
Look at these big leaves.
Yeah, come on. I have some bell peppers that are starting to grow. Yeah, baby.
Look.
I love you. And we're just enjoying all of this because normally we don't get good peppers till like after July.
Look at the big leaf.
Yeah, look at those big leaves it has. And so we just got them extra established early. Down here is my little strawberry bed, and they are growing good. There's some red peeking out, and they are looking exciting. Next year, I want to get all of these into a green stalk, just so then it's a little easier to manage my strawberries.
And almost we can make a strawberry pie. Strawberry.
Yeah, not yet. It's not ready to pick. And then last plants I have here before we go check out my front yard are peppers. So these are orange bell peppers. They're called Orange King. And then these are jalapenos. And I do have some of those down here already growing. They are exciting. I did overwinter these 3 plants, so I'm kind of impressed. In my front yard is this little bed. Now this one, we've planted some things, and so many volunteers have popped up that I'm just letting it go. So we have like marigolds, there's a zinnia back there, this is celery, some sunflowers, more little tiny marigolds, blue tansy, this is a huge cosmo, just so much pretty here. And then I do have my sweet potatoes out here rooting. I know there's so many different ways to do sweet potatoes. This is just how I do it. So I just have mine sitting in water like this. I added these pots a couple weeks ago, but I did just pick up these daylilies on super clearance at Walmart. So I'm excited to sprinkle them in. I have lemon balm, some chives, some gorgeous flowers. I really don't know if Shasta daisies are gonna make it here or not with our weather. They just don't seem like they're holding on at all. I do have my mum from Thanksgiving. It is starting to bloom. I'm so excited. I forgot what color it was. It's looking to be very pretty. We've got a pineapple, blueberries. This is my lime tree with little low lining flowers along the bottom. Here are just some pretty flowers that we've started from seed. We're letting them get established. And my big pot of mint. I have like 4 or 5 types of mint in here. I just think it is all so pretty. This one here is starting to trail. It is gorgeous. In my front bed, under my window, is where I started my herb garden kind of obsession. So I have feverfew, I have lavender back here, oregano, rosemaries, some more lavender, thyme, oregano, and pineapple sage. So some of these are newer, some of these have been well established, and then I threw in a whole bunch of marigolds here in the front because it sure makes it look pretty with just like a little bit of pop of color. Under my crepe myrtles, I have made these little beds that house more herbs, more flowers, and I shove everything I can and hope it all grows. So we have zinnias, we have marigolds. This is a variegated oregano. This is a lemon thyme, dill, sage, chamomile, a random onion, some tomatoes, more marigolds and flowers. Just so much is packed in here. Now on the side of our house, we have these very pretty azaleas. That is my next project to tackle. But we planted this little area. Walmart clearance plants get me every time. And I found these 3 China roses for $9. And they are super established. All I've really done is deadheaded them. And there are so many blooms on them. It is ridiculous. I let my kids pick out some plants. My daughter loves pink, my son loves blue. So we threw in some of their favorite colors. I need to find like a garden statue here to put or something to fill in the space. But it's just pretty and it adds some color to a spot where we had just blah before. My new huge bed I've added in the front yard is slowly filling out. So along this bed, I have the majority of all my blueberry bushes, and I've thrown in some like nasturtium down below. We planted some sunflowers, cosmos, zinnias. Here's another tomatillo. So we got blueberries, some flowers, tomatillo, blueberry, flowers, tomatillo. And then down here, I have some borage, not looking the best, but it's doing better. Okras, calendula, some more sunflowers, a tomato, my peach tree, and then it all kind of repeats back here. You can tell my blueberries are loaded. I'm very, very excited. It's not much longer. I will be swimming in blueberries. It is just one of my favorite times of year. And then down here at the bottom, I have more nasturtium. And then over here on this side, we planted a pack of green beans from the Dollar Tree because I just wanted to see what they would do. And then we have my last bed around my crepe myrtle. This one is extra full. So I have bee balm, I have thyme that is just flowering and it's so beautiful. Some lettuce, some more random onions, marigolds, kale, and then back on this side I have a cosmo, lavender, and some parsleys. So there's a look at my garden this week. Lots of new things, lots of things growing, so much to be excited about. I'm very, very excited, you guys. So things are filling in. I feel like that's the most exciting thing right before the fruits start coming in, but everything is filling in. It's just so exciting because, I mean, a couple months ago, it was not like this at all. And I don't know, I'm just very excited this year. I've tried so many different things in the past that this year I figured out how to grow things from seed. This year, you know, I'm just doing things a whole lot better. It's taken me like really a good 3 years of a lot of trial and error to get to where I am now. And now this year I'm doing a whole lot better, but I know I'm gonna have plenty of fails, and I'm just kind of excited to see what those fails are. And I know a lot of it might be my tomatoes. Some of these tomatoes will not make it all year, but some might make it all the way up till Thanksgiving for me. So we shall see, but I'm very excited and I just love this view that I get to see every day. Thank you for joining me. If you like garden tours, please subscribe. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.